Good day, boaters. Keith McGowan here. I am the Outboard Dad, here to help you have a better boating experience. Today, we're going to continue on. We're going to get this cylinder where it needs to be. I'm hoping to finish hone, check our ring gaps, maybe start honing the other cylinders to get our ring gaps where they need to be. Remember, we had a really tight ring gap, so we want to make sure we're honing out our cylinders to get the right gap without going too large. Right, we can be 3/1000ths from the book says off, so if 6/1000ths is what they want piston oil clearance, we can go up to 9. I know guys that say 10, you're fine, and you probably are, and that's probably good. I don't want to be exactly at spec. I like to be a little larger, as you've heard me say a couple times if you watched any of these videos for longevity, but I want to be in between that range and hit that sweet spot. So let's continue boring this out. Let's measure first, see where we're at. We're at about 4.5/1000ths. We want to go to 5, a little over 5 before we start finish honing and check our ring gap. So we're nice and straight at 5 right now, which is what I like to see. We want to go to 6, and we want to do our finish honing to get to 6. But we also remember we couldn't get the ring in before, of course, we were 5/1000ths smaller than what we needed to be. So let's see where we're at now. So I don't want to keep boring, go over too much oversize, and then have too much of a ring gap either. So let's see where we're at here. Ring goes in now. Get my cheater glasses. Oh, we got a gap now. Line it up straight with the piston. So the other ones, if you remember, were at between 8 and 11/1000ths. Let's see where this one's at. I'm going to go to 11 first. Nope. Go to 9. Nope. Go to 8. 7. So 7 goes in there. So we're on the right track, because we have one more thousandths to bore out of here, or hone out of here when we do our finish hone. And that should put us where we need to be. Now let's write, we wrote down in the book where we wanted to be. So we said we wanted to be somewhere around 15, 16 thousandths, 18 on the high end. So I am going to get another half a thousandths out of this because I was only at 7. I'm just going to bring it up. So basically if I take a thousandths off of both sides, that's going to open my ring gap 2 thousandths, right? Pretty close to around there, which is only going to bring me, so if I bring it out to 6 thousandths, that my ring gap should go to from 7 to 8, 9 thousandths, right? And then finish hone another would give me 10, 11 thousandths. So I'm going to go another thousandths with this, and let's see how it goes. All right, making me work. I went about a half a thousandths. Let's see how that affects our ring gap. We were at 7. So I'm pushing the piston in at the same place each time. It's pretty even bore, so it shouldn't make that much of a difference, but just in case. Drum roll, please. There's 8. Goes right in there. Here's 9. Goes in there. Here's 10. And 10 is a tight fit. So I went a half a thousandths more, and I went 2 thousandths larger. So if we're at 9 thousandths now, and I go a full thousandths more, I'm going to go 4 thousandths larger, and that's going to put us right where we want to be, right? Right, that 13, 14 thousandths, right? Is that where we want to be? So the ring gap, piston rings, so between 12 and 18, 24 is the limit. So I'd actually like to go a little larger. So I'm going to go a little bit more with this, measure it again so I don't go too far, and then we'll finish home. So that went out, another half a thousandths. Well, let's see what we got now. Now, when you do this regularly, when I was rebuilding motors for a living, well, it was a side business, helped put my daughter through college. You can move a lot quicker than this. You get used to your tensions. You can go faster. But I haven't done it in a while. So, well, I mean, it was a couple months ago, but I haven't done it as often as I used to. So I'm just taking my time. And when you're starting off for the first time, who cares how long it takes you as long as it gets done right? So 10 was tight in there. It goes right in, no problem. 11 goes right in, no problem. 12. So 12 is a tight fit. So now we're going to finish hone, and we're going to be probably, let's see, so we went to from 7 to 12, and we took off just under 1,000. So that's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 5 thousandths on our ring gap. So if we finish hone another half a thousandths, that should put us as 12, 13, 14, right where we want to be. So what did we measure our old piston ring to? Let's just see, because it's always a good standard to know, you know, the old piston ring and the piston that was running well, that didn't have any problems. You know, it's always a good guide to go off of. So I'm at 12 there. $13 was a tight fit. So if I'm around that 13, 14 range, we'll hone these cylinders a little bit more. And if we can get around that 13, 14 range, so we're at, right now we're at 11 here, I think we said. Yeah, we're at 11 there. So if we hone this, we should bring into pretty close to what the rest of these are, maybe a little more light hone on them to get them as even as we can. So now we're ready again to go with, and remember too, these were worn rings, right? Now this didn't have a lot of hours on it, this engine. Still had some cross hatches, and so I doubt those rings had too much wear on them. So let's get our 200 stones out next. Hopefully now we are done with our 100 grit this time. We'll put them away and see if we have to take them out again. You guys really want longer videos? I mean, I can only BS so much. That's probably not true. Right. Something doesn't seem right here. Something didn't go in right. Felt like it was binding. Do I have these stones in here the right way? Yeah. That's better. Something wasn't lined up right. So we're at about 6 thousandths, maybe a hair more. So let's check our ring gap again. I'm going to get a marker here, and we're going to mark here where I want to be. So I want to be let's just call it 14, and then I can be plus or minus a little bit when I'm done. I can go to 16, but I can go 24 from what the book says. I don't want to do that, but if I happen to go a little bit further, as long as they're all even, that's what's going to be most important. So this is 12. Oh, there's two together here. So that's a tight fit at 12. So we're pretty close. Let me go to 13 and see. That's 13 there. So 13 will hold in there. So we're right where we need to be. We can go ahead and switch to R. Should we switch to our 300s and finish this one? Let's do that. I'd like to have one 100% done. So the 300s last a lot longer because you don't use them very much. Well, you use them on every one, but they don't wear that much, you know, because it's at the end when you're just taking off a minimal amount. It's the 100s that you wear out. The 200s, they get worn out too. But you got to have all of them. nice crosshatch to finish. Just see where we're at. We're about 6.5 thousandths. Might be happy to be a little bit more than that, but let's see where we're at with our ring gap now. We might do a little more with that 300. So 14 doesn't go in there. 13 is still tight, so we're going to take a little bit more off. But I like where we're at. We're really close. Just going to make sure my stones are lined up here, right? So you can actually take off a lot with a 300. You have to be careful. You don't go too far, especially at this stage. See where we're at now. It looks so nice now. It'll look even better after we plateau hone and ball hone. It'll be so sweet. So 13 still holds tight in there, so we didn't take a whole lot off. We're about 6.5. Don't really want to have more piston wall clearance than that. Let's see what our other, let's double check. So I should be able to get a 5 thousandths in here if I'm 6.5. And I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to try the 6 for my piston wall clearance and see. Remember this test that's unofficial. So it's 6 thousandths. Yeah, so I know that's where I'm at. That my measurements are accurate. Here's 5 thousandths. That goes right in, no problem. So I know for sure I'm right where I want to be with my piston wall clearance. I don't want to go larger. I could and get a little more ring gap. I'm at 13 now, and we wanted to be at 14, so that's right in my plus or minus 2 that I like to be at. So let's see where my ring gap is. My new ring gap is on these cylinders, and I think this one we can chamfer the ports now. So I'm going to go ahead and leave my 300s in there for right now. And when we come back, we will put the rings in here again and see where we're at. Maybe I'll label each one where it's at so I know how much to take off.